You know that friend who always cancels plans? The one who says, maybe next time, for the 5th time in a row. The one everyone jokes about, like, wow, do you ever leave your house? Or, are you allergic to fun? Yeah, that friend isn't flaky. They're not antisocial, they're not boring, and they're not secretly sad. They're protecting something most people don't even realize they're losing. Because here's the truth. No one says out loud, not wanting to go out isn't a failure of personality. It's often a sign of self-awareness. If you're someone who feels a wave of relief when plans get canceled, not excitement, relief. If your perfect Friday night involves pajamas, quiet, familiar food, and zero expectations, if being alone doesn't scare you, but actually feels like oxygen after holding your breath all week, then stay right here. This video is about you, because society has a story it loves to tell. It says that being out there means you're winning. That busy equals important. That social equals successful. That if you're not constantly doing something, posting something, attending something, you're falling behind. But psychology tells a very different story. Here's the first thing most people get wrong. Not everyone recharges the same way. Extroverts gain energy from stimulation. People, noise, movement, chaos. Their nervous systems crave input, and the more, the better. Conversation wakes them up. Crowds energize them. Activity sharpens their mind. But introverts and people with a low stimulation preference work the opposite way. Every conversation costs energy. Every social interaction, even a good one, slowly drains the battery. Not because it's bad, not because they hate people, but because it's intense. Their brains process more information per interaction. Tone, facial expression, subtext, emotional shifts, all of it gets absorbed. And home? Home is the only charger that actually works. Psychologists call this optimal arousal theory. Some nervous systems need more stimulation to feel alive. Others need less to feel balanced. Too much input for a low stimulation brain doesn't create excitement. It creates overload. This isn't weakness. It's biology, but that's only the surface. For many people, staying home isn't just about rest. It's about control. Out in the world, nothing belongs to you. The noise level, the lighting, the music you didn't choose, the conversations you didn't ask to be part of, the social rules you're expected to perform by. Small talk you're supposed to enjoy, laughter you're supposed to mirror, energy you're supposed to match, plans that change last minute, people who say, "How are you?" but don't actually want the answer. Out there, you're constantly adjusting. At home, everything listens to you. You choose the silence or the sound, the lights or the dark, the pace, the mood, the temperature, the timing. For highly sensitive people, that control isn't a luxury. It's regulation. It's how their nervous system stays calm instead of overwhelmed, how their thoughts stay clear instead of scrambled, how their body finally unclenches. And here's the part nobody talks about. Staying home is not the same as doing nothing. In fact, studies consistently show that people who enjoy solitude score higher in creativity, introspection, and deep problem solving. Their minds don't shut off in silence. They turn on. When the noise stops, the thinking starts. The best ideas don't usually arrive in loud rooms. They don't show up at crowded tables or packed parties. They show up in quiet moments, late at night, in the shower, on the couch, staring at the ceiling, on slow walks with no destination. That doing nothing time, that's where self-awareness is built. That's where clarity forms. That's where people finally hear their own thoughts without interruption. That's where they figure out who they actually are when no one is watching. But society doesn't celebrate that. It celebrates being seen, being busy, being everywhere, influencer culture, party highlights, live your best life, aesthetics that quietly shame stillness. So people who love being home start questioning themselves. Am I boring? Am I wasting my life? Should I be doing more? Why don't I want what everyone else wants? But here's the uncomfortable question no one asks. What if your best life doesn't look loud? What if your best life isn't crowded, photographed, or shared? What if your best life is peace? A documentary you actually pay attention to, warm food eaten slowly, a familiar room that feels safe, a night with no pressure to perform? What if routines ground you more than events ever could? What if being calm matters more to you than being impressive? That's not sad. That's self-knowledge. Now, there's an important distinction that needs to be made. Some people stay home because it fills them up. Others stay home because leaving feels too heavy. Social anxiety, past rejection, burnout, depression that whispers, why bother? For those people, home can be both a refuge and a cage, and the difference matters. So ask yourself, honestly, do you stay home because it brings peace, or because the outside world feels unbearable? One is nourishment, the other is avoidance. And being honest about that doesn't mean judging yourself. It means understanding yourself. But for people who genuinely love staying in, they're not missing out. They're just tuned differently. They find joy in small rituals most people rush past. The same mug every morning, the same seat on the couch, the sound of rain hitting the window, the way sunlight moves across the room in the afternoon. They notice details others don't because they're not distracted by constant stimulation. Psychologists call this low stimulation preference. These people don't need constant novelty to feel alive. Their inner world is already rich. Their thoughts are layered. Their emotions are deep. Their imagination is active even in stillness. So if you're someone who turns down invitations without guilt, who feels content on a solo Saturday, who would rather rewatch a comfort show than chase new memories just to prove you're living? You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not wasting your life. You're wired for depth over noise, for meaning over performance, for peace over proving something. And in a world that never stops talking, choosing quiet might be the most intentional decision you can make.